Hi guys, it's Kyarko here, back with another speed build. Today we are finishing up our flower menagerie build. So yesterday we did the exterior of this build, and today we are doing the interior of this build. So go check out yesterday's video if you want to see how I did all the walls, the gardening, the terrain tool stuff. Just go check that out in yesterday's video. And let me know what you think, because I tried a lot of new things in that build and I really would like some feedback on it. But like I said before, today we are doing the interior of this build. So this is all the rooms, the walls, etc, etc. And as I said before, this is the flower menagerie. This is where Magnolia Bloom lives. Magnolia Bloom, who we will call Aunt Maggie, or just Maggie for short, she is the next caretaker of the Kingsley children in our series of Simfortunate events Let's Play series. And as you can probably tell by not only her house, but her very obvious name as well, she is a huge lover of flowers, plants, anything to do with nature. She just loves it. But as you can probably also tell by her house, she's a very fancy lady. Even though, she got her, gardening gloves and her gardening boots, and she's probably got dirt on her all the time, she's definitely someone who's very classy, elegant. She loves the finer things in life. Like, there's a lot of chandeliers in this house, like a lot of chandeliers. And I guess that's some indication that, she likes rich things. She's got rich taste a little bit. But yeah, as you can see, we're putting together the walls right now, and I'm just choosing my flooring, my walls, all those fun things. It's kind of Victorian a little bit. Like, I'm not quite sure what exactly this aesthetic is. If you know, let me know. It's kind of a blend of a lot of things. In general, I was just kind of going with like fancy, older, elegant vibes, I guess, is what I was going for. But yeah, my color palette, to be honest, it's not all over the place, but it's kind of separate in different rooms. Like, each room kind of has a different color palette, it works for me, which is interesting because I'm usually such a stickler about color palette. I mention this literally in every single video, so if you've been watching my videos, you can tune me out right now because I'm going to talk about color palette for a second. But I get so crazy about color palette. But in this particular build, I kind of had to be a little bit looser with it since I was using a lot of plants. And as you guys know, a lot of the leaf colors on the plants in the game, it varies pack to pack, but in general, all the plants are kind of like different color schemes. Like, all the plants have different shades of green on them, or if they are colorful plants, they're always in different, color tones. That's a really weird way for me to explain, but I'm just saying, like, none of the plants really match the same color scheme together, which makes it very difficult for me to build a house that includes a lot of plants, because, obviously with me and color, it kind of rubs me the wrong way when I have two plants in the same room and the leaves don't match the same kind of green, you know what I mean? So I had to be a little bit looser with that. I had to, take a step back, take a few deep breaths as I was placing plants that didn't exactly match. And it definitely was not, it's itching a part of my brain I wasn't really happy with, but it was still fine. I think at the end of the day, I just had to let it go. I just had to be like, you know what, sometimes plants just don't match, and that's life, Anyways, as you can see, I'm setting up this hallway now, which leads to the, I've been calling it like the rotunda, but it's really just kind of like this huge greenhouse, glass roofed area. But this is the hallway that leads up to it, so I kind of thought that this hallway would be a good place to display like all her really fancy, really rare plants that she keeps in these little glass boxes, which probably would make it hard for these plants to, grow and thrive and stuff, but, she particularly chose plants that can thrive in glass boxes, I guess. But that was also kind of inspired by some of the set and production design of the series of Unfortunate Events film, where someone told me his name, but I actually totally forgot it. The uncle who likes snakes and reptiles and stuff. His home has a similar, not like a similar layout, but a similar thing where he has like rows and rows of all the reptiles and snakes and stuff, and all these like boxes and their terrariums and stuff like that. So this is kind of a similar idea in that she has like a huge collection and that you can like walk through the collection and look at everything. But we are moving here to the living room now. I gave her this massive fireplace, which I thought was really cool. I haven't actually used this yet, but I think it looks really nice. I like the shape of it. I like how tall it is. I think it's just a really cool fireplace. And I didn't give her a TV. I didn't really think she would need it. And also, like, I know you guys have probably noticed, and I've talked about this a couple times in my Let's Play, but this world does not have a particular time frame. It doesn't exist any particular, like, time in the world, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a particular decade is what I'm trying to say. And that's an idea I got from the movie, and I'm not sure if it's the same in the books or not, because I have not read the books, but in the movie, you can't really tell what time period the film takes place in, because there's a lot of different clues to the time period, a lot of different costumes, a lot of different pieces of technology, a lot of things that don't quite match up in terms of time period. So I kind of like that idea, and that's what I was rolling with here, the idea that this exists outside of time, you know, that you'll see things from all sorts of time periods, and you're not really supposed to know what particular time period it takes place in. So with that, I didn't really include a lot of technology. I don't really even include computers. I actually include typewriters instead of computers, just because I like the aesthetic a lot more. But I didn't give her a TV just because I didn't really want to indicate a more modern time period with this home. But anyways, as you can see, I'm just setting up the living room here, just moving some things around. I do give her a piano in the living room, which I thought would be really great for Phineas, so he can keep practicing the piano, keep playing. And then back here, I think I set up a chessboard. And I tried to do something here where I put the chessboard like on top of another table, because I didn't really like the look of this chessboard table's legs. I know that's a weird thing to say, but I didn't like the pattern on it. But in the end, I just kind of went with it. It was like, you know, it's fine, whatever. But here I'm putting up some paintings on the wall. Obviously they are paintings of flowers because Magnolia loves flowers. And then back here we're just gonna put it in a dining table. So just another little space for people to sit down, eat, chill, etc., etc. Let's see, putting in my chairs, then we're gonna put in, yep, chandelier. You're gonna see a lot of chandeliers. Because, you know, I like the look of them, and I thought they were cool. And Magnolia's fancy, so she deserves some chandeliers, I guess. Choosing some plants, and then, what are we doing here? I guess just choosing another plant. See, it took me so long to choose plants for each room because I was like trying to figure out the color. I was like, oh, does this color go with this? I don't know. But in the end, I think it actually works out pretty well with all my plant choices. Now we're doing the kitchen. The kitchen I went with a little bit more neutral tones, not for any particular reason, just kind of what I ended up going with. But there are going to be plants in here. It's not going to be as plant heavy, but there's still going to be plants in here. To be honest, like, I really like how this build turns out, especially the interior. But to be honest, I do feel like I could have turned up the plantness, like, by like maybe like 20% more. Like, I think there's a good amount of plants, but I do think I could have definitely gone like super ham with the plants. But I honestly think I was, like I said before, a little bit challenged, a little bit constricted by the particular plants that I had in my, you know, in my build buy mode menu. Just because, I don't know, like I said before, all the plants were on different color schemes and it really kind of bothered me sometimes, but maybe I should have prepared a little better and downloaded like some massive plant files of like a bunch of plants that were all in the same color scheme. If anyone knows any like custom content sets that are like just plants and flowers and they're all kind of in the same kind of color scheme, especially with like the green of their leaves, I'd really appreciate it because I know that I need a lot more plants that are on the same color scheme. So let me know. But here I'm just putting in some stuff above the sink. I just wanted to put in a shelf, I believe. You can see I put in that flower pot or that plant pot on the shelf on the right, and I like the way the leaves like came down over the shelf. I thought that was a really pretty effect. But here I'm just decorating the shelf pretty lightly, just putting in things that would probably be on the shelf. And let's see, just putting in little teapot, just random little things in my color palette. And what are we doing? Still just scrolling. Oh, I don't remember if I left this up or not. Oh, I do, yeah, I like this, like, I don't know what you call it, like a roof wall detail? I don't know. I just thought it looked really cool, so I used that. And then on this carpet, we're gonna put in another little dining table, / just like a table that can be used for like extra kitchen space, another place to like cook and make food and stuff like that. I'm gonna put up some, let's see, another plant, and then I think we're gonna put chairs around this, I believe. Yeah, so benches on that side and then chairs on that side. And the chandelier in the middle because, you know, I thought she liked chandeliers. So this back room, it took me a second to figure out what I wanted to use for it. Originally it was just gonna be like a huge dining room or just like another little chill space. But I ended up making it her like study or like her office where she researches plants and, you know, looks at them and cuts them apart and kind of does like in-depth research. So this is Magnolia's office. I had this idea that the room where the children end up sleeping used to be her office, because there's like a bookshelf in there and stuff like that. But I like the idea that when she got custody of the children, when Albert and Harriet died, that she decided to move her office downstairs to this room so that the kids could have the upstairs room and be next to her. I thought that was just like a cool idea to like understand that she actually tried to like make space for them and tried to accommodate for them. And it also kind of explained why her office is just like a random back room off the kitchen. But yeah, anyways, that was my idea for why this is her office. But as you can see, I gave her a desk with a typewriter, and then these two tables in front of it are just like her big old work tables where she, you know, takes the leaf samples. You know, whenever I do any build that has to do with like plants and botany and stuff, I'm totally winging it. I know nothing about the science of it. So if you're a botanist, I'm so sorry if this is super inaccurate to like your job or what you do. But you know, this is just my brain being like, yeah, that makes sense for a plant scientist to just look at leaves. Yeah, anyways, that was my idea. And then on this wall here, I believe we're just gonna put more paintings, little pictures of plants. Let's see, what do I do? Yeah, those two little paintings of leaves I thought were pretty cute. And this is one of our 3 bathrooms, so this is just, you know, a bathroom. I like this hanging shower curtain I put from the top. I thought that was pretty cool. And of course a chandelier, even in the bathroom, because she's super, super fancy like that. And as you guys know, bathrooms are not my favorite thing to decorate, so I kept it pretty simple in here. Just, you know, sink, toilet, bathtub, a few little decorations here and there, but other than that, kept it very, very simple. Because, I don't know why, bathrooms just, they aren't my thing for decoration. I don't know. And then this is like a little display case I put in the center of this little hallway. And I just thought it'd be a cool place for her to have like plants displayed or something like that. You know, just a cool little thing there. And then here we are in the terrarium slash rotunda slash greenhouse. I don't know what to call this. It's a big round place. As you can see, I planted a cow plant there that will be relevant later. And I'm surrounding it with these bushes, you know, just for design purposes. I thought that looked pretty. And then all around this corner edge here, we're gonna also put other flowers just to, you know, put more bright colors and bright flowers around the place. So what I end up doing is I create like different sections of flowers. So each like window section is a different type of flower, and you can see me do that here. Here I was a little bit looser with the color palette just because everything outside of the plants was black and white, so I felt a little bit more comfortable having a different range of greens and color in my plants. Does that make any sense? I just felt like because everything else was black and white, the plants weren't really like heavily contrasting with anything or heavily like looking like they were clashing with anything. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just kind of what I was going for there. But this is, what's her name? Magnolia's bedroom. As you can see, very fancy. I love these windows on the wall. They're so beautiful. They have like some stained glass features on them. Like it's got some color in the glass, which I thought was really, really pretty too. Sticking a plant in the corner, I think. Let's see. Do we do that? I think I did. Yeah, I didn't do that. And then over here, we're gonna put in, what are we doing? I don't quite remember. Oh, what we end up doing here is we separate the bedroom by a wall and an archway, and then the area which you enter is going to be like a little seating area. Because it's a pretty big bedroom, and I didn't really know what to do with all this space, so I just kind of made it another little seating area, I guess. So I guess you can, you know, read in here and talk to the kids in here. It can just be like a more private, more intimate space, I guess. But as you can see, putting in plants because she loves her plants. Putting in a big old coffee table. That one, I think. Yep. Changing the color of our closet, and then we're gonna, what are we doing? Another plant. Lots of plants. Putting in this wall to separate, and then the archway, so kind of you walk through the living space into her sleeping bed area. Gonna put in a little bench back there, or not. I don't know what we're doing right now. I just jump around a lot when I build. It's just the way I build. Oh yeah, we did. We put a bench back there, and then we're gonna put in a lamp. I really love that Victorian lamp. I love fringe. I know that's not everyone's opinion. I know fringe is a very hit or miss thing for a lot of people, but I love fringe, especially on lamps like that, like the old Victorian lamps that just have fringe hanging down. I think they're so beautiful. I love it. But then back here, we're just gonna stick in another plant, I believe. Or just a vase? a vase? Oh yeah, a plant inside of a vase. And then we're just gonna do this bathroom really quick as well. All the bathrooms will be done very quick because I just, bathrooms wear me down and I don't like them, so I try to get them done pretty fast. And then we're gonna do the same bathroom back up here. So Magnolia kind of has her own bathroom and the kids kind of have their own bathroom, which I thought was pretty nice. And then let's see, what are we doing here? Oh, we're gonna do I'm jumping around so much. We're gonna do a similar thing on this upstairs area of the rotunda in which we put like flowers all around the edge. And I haven't tested this in game yet, but this should be walkable. The character should be able to walk up there through the archway and like walk around the top area, I think. I'm not gonna make any promises, but I think it's supposed to work that way. But as you can see, I'm just copying the same flowers on the first floor up to the second floor, just, putting all the flowers up there. Now we're gonna do the bedroom for the 3 Kingsley children. So, like I said, my idea was that this used to be Magnolia's study. So here I'm putting in a bookshelf to indicate, that that's where she used to have her study and her work and her research and all that stuff. And then we're gonna stick in a bed here. So there are 3 Kingsley children. So there is Cordelia, Phineas, and Edith. So Cordelia has that big bed there. Phineas is gonna sleep on the twin bed, and then Edith is gonna get her own little toddler bed. But yeah, I thought it's a pretty cramped room for 3 kids, but it has enough space where they all can kind of have like their own little space. And they have their own desk in there with their own typewriter, so Cordelia can still, type her stories and have a space to do that. But I am gonna put in some toys and stuff for Edith, since she is a little small child. I thought she deserved some toys. So I did give her that little bunny plush toy that's sitting over there in the right corner. And then I think don't I give her a dollhouse? I think. I mean, that's what I'm looking at right now. I don't remember if yeah. So she has her own little dollhouse too that she can play with, and I guess Phineas can play with it too. And then in this big center area here, I put in this plant, that plant. So I thought that could be like a special rare plant that Magnolia is growing. And then honestly, I didn't really know what to do with this huge like space up here, so I kind of kept it pretty simple. Put in like a lounge chair over there, and then just like a random chessboard over here. Again, pretty simple. And in this hallway, I just put in some hanging plants, I think. Let's see what I do. You can see me just like going through trying to figure out what I'm doing. Yeah, I put these hanging plants there because I thought that looked pretty cool to like walk under all those hanging plants. And then what are we doing here? Oh, last but not least, we're doing the little greenhouse. So just going to put in some flower beds because I realized that I actually needed like gardening activity stuff so that Magnolia could like actually garden in the game, because everything else is just decoration, right? So she'll be doing her gardening activity in the actual greenhouse. And then out here on the back porch, I just put in a quick table so that there's another space for people to sit down and stuff. And then just some fans on the back porch in case it gets hot. And I think that's about it. Yep, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the interior of this build. Please check out the exterior if you're curious about how I did this entire lot. And next week, the second episode of the Let's Play series will be out, so check that out too. The Discord is linked below, please check that out as well. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.